The Amazing World of Gumball was always weird. That's part of what made it great. But sometimes, it didn't just get weird, it collapsed in on itself.
Control operator, commencing digital scan process.
Episodes where the show glitched, folded, rebooted, and basically said,
Scanning in progress.
reality? Never heard of it.
Internet in 3, 2. Mrs. Mom was right.
And when those moments happened, they weren't just cool animation tricks, they meant something. They were warnings, jokes, meta commentary. They were the writers breaking their own rules on purpose to make a point. So today, we're digging into every time Gumball broke reality and exploring why those breakdowns actually matter.
5 more times The Amazing World of Gumball broke the fourth wall, Part 3. In The Flower Friends, but Leslie scowls at the camera.
Well, someone...
In The Job, Richard gets employed, but Nicole isn't so sure it's...
Let's start with The Signal, a personal favorite and one of the most quietly disturbing episodes in the entire series.
Oh, come on! All right, there's only one thing to do.
At first, everything seems normal. Gumball's just trying to enjoy a regular day. But then things start to glitch. Characters skip frames, the audio cuts out, colors invert. The whole world begins to stutter, freeze, and corrupt. Like a VHS tape being chewed by your old TV.
I'm moving the couch so I can watch the second most interesting...
What's that?
The fridge!
And the craziest part? Everyone notices. Darwin panics. Gumball freaks out. They know something's wrong, but they can't explain it. And they definitely can't stop it.
At least let me spot you, buddy. Safety first.
At one point, Gumball literally slows down into individual still frames, screaming in stop motion as he loses control of his own body. It's absurd, hilarious, and also kind of terrifying. Because the signal isn't just an animation gag, it's a metaphor.
Come on, let's just thug it out. Oh, your face! Oh, I think I'm gonna be sick.
Could you be any more?
It's what it feels like when your reality starts to fall apart and there's nothing you can do about it. You can read it as a joke about low-budget animation, but you can also read it as a visual representation of anxiety, of losing rhythm, losing time, losing sense of where you are and how things work.
Never let this happen again. Your best buddy. Yeah, not sure.
What's that?
Well, it's a letter. A letter.
The show resets everything by the end. No one mentions it again, but once you've seen the signal, you never really unsee it.
Are you trying to be funny?
Next up, The Job. This episode follows Richard as he tries to find employment, which by itself already bends the laws of logic. But that's not what makes it wild.
Reports of strange occurrences all around Elmore.
At full nighttime all day.
It's supposed to be noon.
Residents were confused by unseasonal snow.
What makes it unforgettable is the constant jarring animation shifts.
First is not a dismissible offense. Now please let me go.
Don't you understand? You need to fire him.
But
What if he delivers a pizza late?
well...
One moment, Richard's in pixel art, then anime, then noir, then puppets, then a full-blown musical sequence. And in each form, he's playing a different, ideal worker version of himself.
The accelerator! Twisting the accelerator!
You could just see this as Gumball being Gumball, a creative team showing off their insane range. But if you look closer, it's actually a brilliant comment on the performance of identity.
I think
Richard's trying to fit into a job, and to do that, he literally has to become someone else, over and over, until he's unrecognizable.
this pizza.
34th Street.
I know a shortcut.
Sorry, but tearing apart the fabric of the universe is not a dismissible...
Sound familiar? We all do this to some extent. Code switching, adapting, pretending to be more polished or professional than we really are. The job just shows it with visual flair. It also reveals one of Gumball's deepest tricks. The show doesn't just use different genres for fun. It uses them to show how reality is flexible, especially when you're trying to survive it.
We'll go this way. What's the house number?
I don't know.
Well, they can ever.
And in Richard's case, he survives by embracing the madness, not fighting it.
Now please let me go.
What the? And we went back in time.
We'll never catch up with him.
We'll.
Finally, we've got the void.
It's a pretty weird world, and sometimes...
If the signal is what happens when reality breaks, the void is where the pieces go. In this episode, Gumball and Darwin discover a mysterious space where everything that doesn't make sense in Elmore gets dumped.
Mistakes.
Do you think the world thought Molly was a mistake?
Old characters, canceled plots, inconsistencies, animations that don't follow the rules, deleted scenes, literally. It's a place that exists outside the show, but inside its universe. Think of it like a digital landfill for bad ideas and forgotten code.
I'd be pretty bummed to have come up with someone as boring as Molly.
There's something really clever and unsettling about this idea, because it implies that Elmore knows when something's broken. It knows when the writers messed up, and instead of fixing it, it just hides the pieces.
Are you okay?
Of course. Pain is just information.
And the weirdest part? Gumball and Darwin act like it's totally normal. Like, of course, there's a void full of deleted content. Why wouldn't there be?
Faster.
So it didn't hurt that.
No, I feel great.
It's one of the most self-aware, quietly brilliant moments in the whole show. And also kind of scary. Because it means that even the world of Gumball has a limit to how much absurdity it can take.
Another clue, just like at the locker.
If you've ever felt like your life's glitching, looping, or just deleting scenes mid-week, welcome. Subscribe for more breakdowns of cartoon chaos and drop your favorite WTF Gumball moment in the comments. Now, we've seen Gumball glitch reality, change animation styles, and literally fall into a digital dumpster for broken ideas. But in this two-part arc, the disaster and the rerun, he takes it a step further. He doesn't just break reality, he rewrites it. In The Disaster, Season 5, Episode 39, things go horribly wrong.
Cheer up, dude. Look, we still got $2. We can buy a game from here. Evan's a grandma Christmas trap. Extreme tractor.
Gumball gets humiliated, he loses, everything crumbles, and in a rare, sincere moment, he drops the sarcasm and says, "I wish I could do it all over again." Then, reality actually rewinds. Like someone hit undo on the episode.
Gumball, please look after your sister. I have to go and... I said I would...
And in the rerun, he gets his wish. He gets to live the day again. But it doesn't stop there. Every time something doesn't go his way, he restarts. Again and again and again.
I didn't play with the window. I was flashbacking. Well, okay, maybe I did, but you never lit.
It starts funny, but quickly turns bleak. Each time he resets, he tries to fix something new, a mistake, a relationship, a minor inconvenience. But the more he tinkers, the more tangled things become. The timeline phrase, Darwin notices. Anais starts glitching. Gumball becomes desperate to control everything. By the end, it's no longer about making things better. It's about control, about refusing to let go. And that's when it hits. This isn't a wish anymore. It's a loop he can't escape. He finally has to accept that perfection isn't possible, and maybe it's not supposed to be. What started as a cartoon time travel gag quietly turns into an existential spiral about choice, obsession, and the illusion of control. And honestly, it's brilliant. This one's a fan favorite, or nightmare fuel, depending on your tolerance for creepy puppets. In The Puppets, Darwin receives 2 sock puppets from his grandmother. But they're not just toys. They're fully sentient, fully live action, and totally controlling him.
Okay, for bedroom stairs.
Wait.
As soon as he puts them on, Darwin's entire personality changes. He starts acting darker, harsher, he breaks things, pushes Gumball around, and he's not even aware it's happening. The puppets take over everything, his actions, his voice, even his thoughts. And the worst part, Gumball can't get through to him. It's like Darwin is still there, but buried under someone else's programming. And yes, they're played by real hands, live action hands, that literally burst into the animated world. It's one of the most unsettling things the show has ever done because it's so raw, so visual, so invasive. And yeah, sure, it's also hilarious because it's Gumball, but beneath the comedy is this chilling idea that who you are can be overwritten if you let the wrong voices take control. The metaphor here is powerful. Think about peer pressure, toxic friendships, influencers, algorithms. Sometimes you're not even aware of how much of you is them. Darwin breaking free at the end is a relief. But it's not just a victory, it's a warning. Not all control looks like a glitch. Sometimes it's a voice in your head that sounds like your own. Okay, this one? It's a masterpiece in meta. In the remote, the family fights over the TV remote. Classic setup, right? But the twist is that the remote controls the episode itself.
Tonight is going to be awesome! I can't believe they're going to finally acknowledge our existence.
Characters get fast-forwarded, rewound, muted. The entire pace and flow of the episode are dictated by whoever's holding the remote. There's a scene where Gumball starts talking, only to get paused mid-word. When he unfreezes, he remembers being frozen. He gets annoyed about it. That's how deep this goes. Eventually, the remote glitches so hard that the episode becomes unwatchable. Dialogue overlaps, background shift, whole scenes repeat or vanish. It becomes chaos. And the show fully leans into it. This isn't just fourth wall breaking. This is breaking the idea of narrative itself. By the end, the characters don't even care who wins the remote. They just want the madness to stop. They want their world back. And once again, Gumball gives us a visual metaphor for something bigger: control, media overload, and the cost of treating stories like tools instead of experiences. It's the most literal example of a show that's aware it's a show and still finds new ways to surprise you.
Cheated out of things I deserve, unjustifiably shunned.
I was kind of
By now, we've seen Gumball break animation, storytelling, and even time itself. But in the night, things get personal, because instead of the world breaking down, it's Gumball's mind. This episode takes place entirely while the Wattersons sleep. We jump from one character's dream to another, and each one reveals something deep, strange, or slightly unsettling. Nicole dreams of fighting off threats with brute force. Richard floats through a candy-coated world of lazy bliss. Anais builds equations around everything. Darwin dreams of singing fish in a surreal underwater musical. But Gumball's dream is disturbing. It's chaotic, glitchy, filled with strange colors and sharp shifts. He doesn't know where he is or what's going on. It's like watching someone try to escape a nightmare without knowing why they're even in it. There's no clear villain, no punchline, just confusion, anxiety, and a desperate search for control. And that's the point. When Gumball's reality breaks, he jokes about it, he adapts, he mocks it. But when his subconscious breaks, he panics. He's lost. He doesn't even feel like the same character. It's one of the few times in the series where we see how much pressure Gumball is under. To be funny, clever, in control. Even in his dreams, he's chasing structure in a world that keeps falling apart. That's not just trippy animation. That's emotional honesty. And that's why the night hits so hard, because it doesn't break cartoon reality. It breaks Gumball's. Let's zoom out. Why does the Amazing World of Gumball keep doing this? Why break the fourth wall? Why glitch the screen? Flip the art style, break time, and dump characters into the void? Simple answer, because it can. It's a cartoon. It's fun. But the real answer? Because Gumball isn't about rules. It's about recognizing the absurdity of the rules we live by and laughing at them, questioning them, or just throwing them out the window. And in that way, breaking reality isn't just a gimmick. It's the whole philosophy. Every time the show melts down, it's telling us something. That control is an illusion. That identities are flexible. That stories don't always follow a clean arc. That sometimes the only way to understand something is to break it first. In a typical cartoon, you expect order, setup, conflict, resolution. But Gumball lives in the cracks between those ideas. It asks, what happens when the story doesn't want to play along anymore? And that's where its magic really is. Because for all the wacky visuals and bizarre twists, Gumball is quietly one of the most philosophical kids shows ever made. It asks big questions in small, ridiculous ways. What is identity? Who controls your reality? Can you rewrite your life like a script? And it never answers them directly. It just hands you a remote, lets the world glitch, and asks, you okay with that? In the end, Gumball doesn't just break reality for laughs. He breaks it to say something about control, about change, about how fragile the worlds we build really are, and sometimes about how freeing it is to tear it all down and start again. If you've ever paused mid-episode and thought, wait, did Gumball just break the laws of reality and then make a joke about it? You're not alone. Subscribe for more deep dives and tell us in the comments which reality-breaking moment melted your brain the most.